Greetings, Internet. Grumpy Man here on a spectacular Friday afternoon. So, what's new with Grumpy Man, you might ask? Well, I posted a video that I last week or weekend. I went on a nice nearly 2,000 kilometer trip, and my tires, I had checked them before I left, and they're Michelin Roadtec 01s. They were new for last year, I think. At the time, they're probably the most expensive tires, even more than Michelin's, which is a sport touring tire for most expensive. I'm pretty sure that some of those really sticky super sport tires are getting up there in price too. So, anyway, so I got back. Good, no problems on the trip. I have a couple of videos of the main nice twisty road that we did, and bike was flawless. I wasn't too sore, even though I had a couple long days of riding. And then I got home, and I checked the bike when I got home. Everything was fine. Monday was a holiday, it was Labor Day. Then Tuesday, I took the bike to the office. There and back, not far. To and from the office is probably 80-90 kilometers tops, I think. Anyway, so, and then yesterday was Thursday, yeah, so Thursday, same thing. Went to the office, came back, and then I was waiting for my daughter to get home because I had to take her to do something, spend my money, and I just happened to look at my bike. I see something shiny on the back of my bike, and I look at the tire, the back tire, and right in the middle you can see the metal, so the bands. So I'm like, oh, crap in a box. Actually, it was probably a more colorful word, but yes. So went inside. I had written down when I had changed them. So basically I have 18,094 kilometers, which, that's awesome. The original tires were PR4s, so Michelin Pilot Road 4s, and I replaced them. They were right before the tread wear indicators, which is where in the groove, if you don't know, in the groove there's a little thing that goes perpendicular, and when you get to that, you're supposed to change the tires. That's like telling you, hey dude, y'all need to change your tires there. So, and the front was cupping quite a bit. So I said, you know what, I'm keeping this bike a while, let's just put another set of tires. And of course I read every stupid YouTube review and some not reviews, just basically puff pieces, and I decided to get the Roadtec 01s. Were they good? Yes. I don't corner like a madman. There's chicken strips on the back. The only thing, they really were flat. The back tire was really flat. The front's cupping a little bit. And from what I can see, at the lowest point in the front tire, like towards the center of the tread, I've got about 2 or 3 30 seconds left, which is really not good. So anyway, I'm a bit stupid, I guess. I probably should have changed them before I left on my trip, because if I would have got stuck in a big downpour, electronics or not, the bike would have been pretty squirrely. I got a little bit of rain, but I didn't really travel much on wet roads. There wasn't enough to really like soak the roads, kind of thing, just to be annoying with the rain. Anyway, so I said, oh, 18,000. Then you don't feel so bad. I mean, honestly, if I could have lasted the rest of the season, because we're in September now. If I have a really good season, I think the latest I've gotten a bit past Halloween sometimes. A few years ago when I had my VFR, I have a picture, and it was like November 10th or something. No, 11th, because it was right after Remembrance Day here in Canada, which is, I think, Veterans Day, or maybe Memorial Day. Anyway, it's to honor veterans, and it was a Monday, and I went for a ride. It was 18, 19, even maybe a bit warmer, And I went for a nice ride, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to be parking her soon, so went for a ride, and then I got home, and I changed the oil. What I used to do in my VFR, I used to change the oil and just put like just regular motorcycle oil, so not synthetic or something, because I don't know, I didn't want to park my poor bike with dirty oil all winter. So I'd put like Castrol GTX motorcycle oil, the right thickness, the right viscosity. And then in the spring, basically do maybe a couple 100 kilometers and then put back my synthetic. I used to put whatever. I used to put Mobil 1. I think I was putting Mobil 1 motorcycle oil maybe. Was it that? Anyway. And it started to get cloudy, and then after that, I think it snowed a few days. The temperature dropped, like, and it was like, okay, Indian summer or whatever is over. So anyway, so I said, you know, if I can get a little bit longer out of it. And then, anyway, I can't. So this morning I'm like trying to find someone. I said I need to find someone to. So either I don't change my tires and that's it for my season, which the weekend is announcing 18, 19, 20 degrees, no humidity, sunny, beautiful. And I'm like, I really want to go for a ride. And my son's probably going to want to go as well. So I'm looked around. I asked on some forums that that I go on frequently, and like, okay, I don't know if I don't want to go with Roadtecs maybe. So I'm looking at, maybe the Dunlops and stuff, and everyone's saying like, Michelins are really, you should give those a try again. And they came out with the Pilot Road 5, which are of course more expensive than the Pilot Road 4s, and they changed the way the sipes are. So they do look a bit chunky, and there's basically no sipes on the side. So basically, if you do some fairly aggressive turns, it's basically like running on slicks. There's nothing. So anyway, so then on this Facebook group that I'm on, which is Motorsport Touring Quebec, everyone's like, oh, you need to go to this guy. It's Pete's Superbike. So it's Pete's-superbike.com. You need to go there. Everyone, I see the name. I just see the name come up a lot. Everyone's like, "Do you order from?" But basically, we're in Canada, so there's a limit to where you can order like stuff from, windshields, tires, and stuff. There's Fort 9, which I've mentioned on my channel before because I order a lot of stuff from them. So I looked at the price, and then of course my dealer. And last, I got my Roadtec 01s. I got them at Motor International or BMW Montreal, and they were within $20 of ordering them, and then I got them installed there. So they open at 9:30, so I said, well, I'll give them a call and see what they have in stock, and then, I probably won't get an appointment today, but I have first come, first serve on Saturday mornings, I believe. So I said, worst case, tomorrow morning I'll get there for when they open, and hopefully don't have to waste my whole riding day. But then I said, I remembered about Pete's Superbike, so they open at 9, I call at 9:05, and I'm like, hey, what do you have in stock? And this bike takes... Basically, one of the most common sizes is 17-inch, so 120/70 in the front and a 180/55 in the back, which is like on a cajillion amount of bikes, like, I don't know, 50%. It's like really common for sport bikes and naked bikes and whatever. Some have slightly bigger one in the back, but a lot have this size. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, what do you have in stock? And he goes, I asked him sport touring, and he says, well, I have Pilot Road 5s. And he's pretty sure he didn't have anything else. So I'm like, you know what? The media is fawning over those things, and like, I did not like the PR4s. So they're $40 less for the pair than like Fort 9. I never did call my dealer because I booked with these guys. I'm like, I'd rather give. As much as I like my dealer, this is a little local business here in Vaudreuil. Well, this is Il Pro here, but you know what I mean. It's like a local. And so fine. And then I'm like, well, did you do installs? And he's like, yes, but they close at 12. But he says sometimes the mechanic on Fridays, he'll stay later and he'll do it like on his own time, kind of. So for cash, basically. So I'm like, okay, you want to check with them? So they asked which bike I have, and that's a little bit of an advantage because I have a single-sided swing arm, so he's got no chain to fuck with or anything. It's like a car. You got 5 bolts, and the wheel comes off in the back, so that saves a lot of time. So he's like, can you come at 1:30? That's 1:21 now. You see, like, anyway, I had physio and stuff, and so he's like, hey, can you come at 1:30? I'm like, Sure. So, on my way there. It's funny because the BMW dealer, as much as I like them, you know, they still try and like, oh, well, it's a BMW, should only get it serviced. But, you know, for some stuff, like I could get an oil change done. I can do my own oil change. It's just resetting the light. The light that comes on says, hey, you need to change your oil. You need a special tool, which is almost 300 US to plug into the CAN bus and clear the codes, or read the codes, or program it, or whatever. So I'm happy. I'm not happy that I have to spend. It's still like almost 500 bucks to get them to get new tires. But now I'm going to be good for at least 12,000. So I'm going to be good until 2020. And the other thing I was thinking is, like, what if I switch my bike next year? What if I get my shit in order and I manage to switch my bike next year? Then, oh crap, then, you know, you're like, I'm losing money. I just put new tires. But then again, if you're trading in a bike and it's got bald tires, they're going to be like not going to give you the same. So anyway, whatever. I'm not there yet. My long-term goal is to get a GS Adventure and do some of that kind of touring where it takes you on gravel roads. I don't want to do serious off-roading, but I want to be able to, like, gravel roads, dirt roads. I mean, this bike, theoretically, I mean, I could shoe in a set of like tires that would come on a GS. I think there's a few companies that make them for this size, so this standard like sport bike size. But it's not worth it. It's not made for it. You don't have the, anyways, it's just not made for it. So whatever. But I'm thinking maybe in the spring, maybe I'll try a taller windscreen. I've been looking at a bunch of them, and there seem to be some, because I have this is a nothing screen. That's to protect well, it protects the back of the instrument cluster. I have you've seen it in my videos, I got the BMW Sport screen, which is 11 inches of screen, which pushes the air if I'm sitting up, like, not slouched, it basically puts the air right into my helmet, so right about my chin, which makes it, and it's not really clean air, so it makes it kind of turbulent. So figure if I get something a few inches taller, so say if it starts at the same spot, which is right above the headlight, if I get something in the 17-18 inch range, and it should put the air, it will be high enough that I won't be looking through it, but it'll put high enough that it might put me in some still air. It's a crapshoot with them, so, and you have to have one maybe with a good return policy, which yeah, anyway, so I'm thinking if I do that, then I could really just keep this bike, which, you know, it works fine. I have no more warranty or anything, but it's been pretty good so far, besides maybe an oil consumption issue, which I still have to get this switch over here, this info switch. It was back ordered, so it's taking a little longer to get it, but I went by there yesterday on the way home, and they're like, oh, well, it's going to come, but their computers were down, so we couldn't really track it. They were having some computer issues at the dealer. Like, I could do a bunch of little things that will just make my comfort a little bit better. Like, if I can get some of those cheap, maybe some lowered foot pegs. I don't know. My legs aren't really that bent. Like, yeah. So we're the next light after this, and we'll be turning, and then it's just there. So I'll be right on time. I hear the engine more. I don't have my earplugs in. I was in a rush to I was in a rush to leave, so that's a nice, what is that? It's not a Mustang, that's a Ford. I don't know what that is. Fairlane. Oh, it's a Fairlane. Two-door Fairlane? Huh. Let's think of them as four doors. So anyway, so I hear a lot. I'm so used to it being muffled a little bit. Even my voice when I'm talking sounds a bit weird to me. And I'm starving. I had some I had like some toast before, like at 9:30, 10 o'clock. I had physio at 11:30, which is actually, I'm making progress now, which is kind of good. So the motorcycle off season, Grumpy Man's going to be trying to be into fit Grumpy Man. And after seeing the belt in my tire right now, let's just say I'm a little bit paranoid about, I'm trying to keep an eye out for rocks and whatnot. Because if I hit a good rock, I'm pretty sure it's, I mean, you don't have all that rubber. You can go! I hate people like this, like, you're in a turn lane. Oh, man. Like, you could have gone, but... So I don't know if that person thinks he's going straight. Yeah, he changed his mind, so... He's going to cut everyone off there. Oh, or just run a red light. Yeah! That guy was, yeah. He saw us go, but we're allowed to turn right on red because we're not on the island of Montreal, basically. Just on time. I don't like being late. I mean, especially if this guy's staying open just for me, like, I don't know. I'll have a good chat. I'll see what kind of gear they have. It's just up ahead here. SR, Delio, this right after here. Here we go. So I'll bid you goodbye, and I'll talk after. Hey kids, I'm back. So there are my tires. So the front, not so bad, had a little bit, but the back, as you can see, finito, finished. So there we go. They're pretty chunky. So those are Pilot Road 5s, brand new tires. Nice. So you can see there's no sipes here on the side there. Don't know if I'll ever I don't know if I'll ever lean her over that much, but so all done here. Pete's Superbike. Big shout out to them. I'll mention them in comments of this video too. Grumpy Man is starving. We're gonna be careful. Okay, let's be careful. Oh wow. I don't know, it feels a lot lighter, the steering. But then again, those were flat. So what's my mileage? 201, okay. Very gentle, my friends. Be very gentle. So when I got my other ones pulled on, I distinctly remember I went and I did not a hard stop, but not a soft stop, and ABS big time. So I took the sticker off the back tire. I'm not sure if he did. So I'm gonna have to scrub these in, but I'll do a little review as best as I can. I don't know if I'm fully qualified, besides you know, I ride a motorcycle. I'm just trying to scrub them a little bit. So I'm going to McDonald's because, oh wait, I'm hungry. So at least I could ride safe now. Just got to be careful. Like I said, 100 kilometers or so at least. Fine, it's a 50 zone here, so I just got to keep an eye out so I don't do any. If I hit the brakes hard, it's gonna take every ounce of anti-lock brakes to save my fat. I was just about to say fat ass, but I'm not that fat. Come on. I'm 190, 5'10", maybe a hair under 5'10". So that's. But I'm working on it, man. No fat shaming on my channel, please. Like idiots like this. Oh my god. I thought he was just gonna cut across too. Easy does it. Easy. Go around the other side here. So I'm happy. That was good service. It took about 40 minutes. I don't see any scratches or anything, so gotta go in, get me some foods. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching. I'll put a little review up later once they're scrubbed in to give you a little bit. Right now I can't really push them too hard, and I was told by some buddies on the internet forum that have far more riding experience than me that they like to put 42 in the 42 and 42, and I had 36 in my PR4s, and they said that's why they were cupping probably. So put 42, 42. So I'll check them once the tires cool down a bit when I get home. So thanks a lot. Take care.